River Where the Moon Rises. This story is about the king's daughter, the princess, and a son of a general who becomes a general as well. These two are a phenomenal match, but I do believe that he has shown more love to her than she probably knew how. Um, Story starts out the enemy within the kingdom of where she's from wanted to strike down the king by using his weaknesses against him, by turning his own mind against him because he was sick and becoming more weak. So what he did was the enemy used fake letter to lie and say the queen was having an affair, and eventually they the king sent out men to slaughter the people of his wife, who was his ally, his support, and slaughter them, right? Slaughter them, slaughter the great generals, slaughter the people who had his back. Because of his blindness, his jealousy, he allowed the enemy to get in his ear. He didn't allow his wife, the queen, to explain herself or even, give proof. Sending out the enemy for his own, which the enemy wants to eliminate your people. So the enemy pretty much felt like he killed the bird with the stone when he killed the queen. He put his woman on the throne, which became the queen. And pretty much it just, things just turned left and right. The general had trusted his young son to the young princess who needed to escape from the danger that was arriving. The people of the queen's hometown being slaughtered, killed. She put up a good fight, but eventually dies, leaving a lost princess out there, with nowhere to be found. Right? He does all he can to get her to the very top of the mountain. She proclaims that she one day will become the king. But her father, being very foolish and unwise, made a very irrational decision, killing all her family, her mother, and everybody. She is still left. She has not returned. She is in the midst of the battle, and she sees her father slaughtering people. People come and kidnap her, and she no longer has a memory of where she's from. She no longer remembers that she's a princess. She becomes a gutless assassin. She becomes a killer assassin. Don't remember her identity of being a princess or anything that her father's done or her mother or any of that great information about herself. Don't remember her identity or anything. She becomes a assassin for the enemy of her father. But she doesn't know that because her memory was wiped from her. In the process of attempting, she gets the assignments from the assassin leader to kill her father, which she does not acknowledge or know that he is her father that she is attempting to kill. She has many fails. She is like the best assassin within them. But along the way, she meets a young man whose name is, first thing she calls him is Dear, who portrays his life to be dumb. His father wanted him to be dumb. This is the same young boy who saved her when she was very young, but she has no memory of him. He has no memory of her. Neither one remembering or knowing each other, but these two predestined to find and be with each other and rise above the adversaries and the twisted plots of the palace and kingdom to save their people and uprise and make a very difference for their very own, so that they can have a great life too. So these two, she eventually gets her memory back, and he slowly falls in love with her as she slowly falls in love with him. He takes her to his village where she's hiding out. She's hiding out from her assassin leader because she failed a mission to kill the king, her father, which causes trouble. She wants to be the first empress. She was born a princess, raised to be a killer assassin, becomes a general. Will she become an empress? Will she become the first empress of her time? It's a pretty great story. The people of her mother, she finally gets connection with again. They don't know who she is. They don't know she's royal descendant. They don't know she's their royal descendant. Her royal bloodline, her queen. They don't know who she is. They just know that she's a girl. She has a whole nother name. Adal, dear, whoever you want to call him. He saves her. She was really wounded from her last attempt to kill, and he saved her. He took her back home. Her mother's asking a lot of questions about her, wanting to know more information. The story is pretty good. These two lovebirds go through a lot, from the king, from her returning back home, gaining her memories, to her realizing that the man that she's with all the time is the man that's the young boy who saved her as a child, and she slowly falling in love with this guy. To all the plots and schemes within the palace when she returns back to palace life. The princess returns back, but she's very strong-willed, very straightforward, and very strategic. She's just a life full of, I don't know, she's so great. And the general is great as well. It's just his father made him promise to pretend that that he was dumb most of his life. So he been portraying himself to be a very dumb person, being a stupid idiot, which is because his father never wanted him to see bloodshed, war. But these two joined hands together, regaining justice, regaining truth for their own selves and their family, and getting that justice their parents deserve. His father was brutally killed. His head was chopped off. The mother of hers was shot by an arrow by the enemy. Both of them had the same enemy. Both of them are of the same descent or whatever, because that's her mother's people. So it's not her people. She also has her father. It's just so much. I don't know. I just like this. I can really talk about this ongoing. I really feel like this is a really good one. I'm happy with the way it ended. There's so much going on in here. It keeps you on edge. It's really good, full of thrilling things. So guys, I strongly recommend that you watch The General and The Princess. These two are a fighting force who are reforming the palace life and the country's way of being, so that the people can have a better life, so that those who were wrongly accused or didn't get the justice they deserve when they were kids get their justice restored now that they're older. These two are a fighting match. Would she choose love over the throne?